Yo, what's good? It's King Kai. Alright bro, come here real quick. Let's talk about this whole victim mindset thing we got going on. So I wanted to bring a video to you guys talking about the victim mindset because it is something that is plaguing men and people across the country every single day, and it's disgusting. Now, I am not going to sit here and act like I have not been afflicted with the bitch boy mindset, because I definitely have at some point, and also known as the soy boy mindset. Essentially, the victim mindset is when you believe that life is happening to you and not for you. Things are out of your control, you can't have this because of that, yada yada. You'll just find any reason to bitch and complain, basically. And the reason why this is such a bad thing is because if you constantly believe that things are out of your control and life is so unfair, you're gonna find any reason you can to sit inside the house and complain about how unfair life is, but your life never truly progresses. Now, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with the black pillars. Man, I used to pick on these guys all the time, and I just think it's funny, but their mindset is disgusting in my opinion. A big belief in the black pill community is that if you are not 6 foot, if you're not Brad Pitt, and if you do not have a 10-inch schlong, then your chances at reproducing are slim to none. They're basically saying that if you did not hit the genetic lottery from the jump, then you are very unlikely to have a prosperous life romantically. This is obviously not true, because there are plenty of people out there who have none of those qualities, and they are able to still have a loving family. Now, they're probably not with Zendaya, right? But they do have something to call their own. Now, these men are examples of people who have decided to get up and not complain about the circumstance of their life, and this is what a lot of guys are doing, unfortunately. I recently made a video talking about feeling unworthy, and in that video I talked about how I felt unworthy because I wasn't picked by someone who I had eyes for. I slowly realized that the victim mindset started to bubble inside of me, and it started to try to find its way back to the surface. I call this mindset in my head, well, as a matter of fact, let me give you some context. You know how we all have intrusive thoughts, right? We have like negative thoughts in our head that roll through our mind and makes it hard for us to perform because we constantly think bad of ourselves. I've given that voice a name, and I named it Kage. If you ever play Street Fighter 5, then Kage is basically the evil version of Ryu, and I thought it's the same thing. I'm the main character, but Kage's in my head trying to tear me down. Now, during this time when I had like those feelings of unworthiness, Kage was rearing his ugly ass head talking about, oh no, life is unfair, this happened because you're not this, or this happened because you're not that, it's out of your control, yada yada yada. And I started to slowly identify with these said thoughts, and then I felt myself like weakening. Like, bro, I felt like my balls shrinking, literally, because the victim mindset is so soy infused that it makes it impossible for you to get up and actually get some stuff done. I understand it can be kind of difficult to stay away from the victim mindset because today's society basically rewards you for being a little bitch. So, you know, cancel culture, right? How we have people saying their opinions online and they get canceled. There's actually one channel on YouTube who I think is pretty cool, and it's called Far From Weak, and it's a self-improvement channel, but it's a faceless channel. And it is growing at an exponential rate, but apparently YouTube has been copyright striking that channel. Most people would be like, oh, my channel's getting copyrighted, but whoever's making that channel, like, he's taking steps to make sure that his message is getting out there, but he's getting silenced because he is saying things that are against the societal norm. Most people in society don't want to go against the quote-unquote agenda. They want to be victims. They want to complain, oh, you didn't use my pronouns correctly, or you said something that offended me, or this place should accommodate for my kind of people, or whatever the hell, or this company does not make dresses that's big enough for me. Shut the fuck up. Like, just lose some weight. What I'm saying is, it is easily rewarded to be a victim, to be a complainer, and I want to make sure that you are not having this victim mindset, because not only is it like gross looking, like no one wants to be around that, bro. Like that's disgusting. 2, it's not gonna help you get any better. Life is unfair. Fucking deal with it, bro. It's been like that since the beginning. It's always gonna be unfair, but you can take the cards that you're dealt and you can create something special out of that. Now, how do you get out of the victim mindset? I'm not gonna just sit here and talk about it. I think the best way to get out of the victim mindset is to, 1, acknowledge that you are in control in some areas. You can't control everything, obviously. Like, not if a tornado blew through your house, like, what can you do about that? There's really nothing you can do about that. But what I'm saying is, if you are overweight, you can do something about it. If you are, let's say, ugly, in the most cases, you can do something about that. If you hate your job, you can do something about that. These are things that you can do to change, and if you recognize that, then boom, we're on the right track. Number 2, I'd say like start implementing small progressions towards getting what you actually want in your life. So again, I'm gonna go back to the fat thing because I'm a personal trainer, so all I think about is fitness, okay? If you are 300 pounds and you are 45% body fat, put down the goddamn Twinkies and actually eat some food that is gonna be healthy for you, and it's gonna help you lose weight. You can't say that you have a slow metabolism. You can't say that you have a thyroid issue, because most of the time people don't have a thyroid issue. They just want to keep eating. If you keep eating bad food, you are overweight because of you. And once you realize that, then you can make some changes to not be overweight. And number 3 is just be persistent. Honestly, like there's not really anything crazy. Once you recognize that you can get out of the situation that you're in, and 2, once you realize what steps you can take and you start making those steps, then it's only a matter of time. It takes time to build yourself up. It takes time to get out of the situation. It takes time to get better. And you have to be patient. If you think that your results are gonna come immediately, then you're still being a soy boy. Like you're still being an instant gratification child. It doesn't happen like that. But just realize that you do have some control over what happens, and you don't have to be a victim to your circumstances of life. This is your Sensei Kinkai. I appreciate you watching. Go ahead and join my Discord server in that description real quick. I appreciate it, so you can talk to people who are just like you, who think just like you, and you can build up a community of people you can go to for advice. The next video you should be watching will pop up on the screen right around now, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, alright? Deuces.
Read between the lines.